Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to State of Society, #My Story. My good name is Mike G, and I'm bringing this to you from India, Panchgani, Maharashtra. We are here to celebrate 50 years of this wonderful center, Asia Plateau, and I am with one very remarkable professor, Rajmohan Gandhi, grandson of Mahatma Gandhi. And I know you've heard of Mahatma Gandhi somewhere, or maybe you have read articles about him, some wonderful statements that he's known for. And we'll have a short interview on pertinent questions on, what the world is going through right now, and maybe in brief. I have few questions for you, but first is to welcome you to my show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Very happy to be in the show.
And maybe before we officially start, you could reintroduce yourself again.
Well, my name is Rajmohan Gandhi. I'm a historian. I've written a few books, and I'm also very actively associated with this center where we are having this interview, Asia Plateau, where we try to learn how we can change ourselves in order to change the world.
Thank you very much. And it's a wonderful place, being here. The whole planet is in these buildings for the last couple of days. And my first thought is, in my country and in my continent, Africa, that is, we have an emerging interest in young people joining parliament, young men and women who are very energetic, and many others who are aspiring to be in that position, and we are really happy. But my concern and what's troubling me is the environment that we are in, because we've been born and found problems in our state of affairs as a country, as a continent. What is one message you would love to tell those young people who have already assumed positions of leadership?
Make a distinction between what you want to achieve in the short term and what you want to achieve in the long term. If you really want to make a lasting difference to your country, figure out what that means for what you will be doing today. And if, as is true for many countries in the world, relationships between different groups of people, different tribes, different sections of the nation are very important. One major question that everybody faces is how to deal with people who belong to a so-called rival group or an enemy group. I've discovered in my long life that in all our countries, we have strong opinions about neighboring groups. We don't have knowledge about neighboring groups. So my clear message to an aspiring political figure, and even to those who are not in politics, is know your neighbor's story. Know the story of the neighboring group, the neighboring individual and the neighboring group. And you may find that they are not quite as bad as you think they are, and that your group is not so very different from theirs as you may think.
Thank you. And I make an assumption that you are perhaps addressing young leaders across the world, not only my continent.
Absolutely the world,
my continent. And with this, to be very particular also, are there things that bothers you today when you look at the state of affairs in the planet?
Very much so. In so many countries, we have this majoritarian impulse, that one group that is supposed to be the dominant group, or is seen as the dominant group, or is the majority group. It may be on the basis of religion, it may be based on race or language. And there is a notion that we should now end this business of working with everybody, having some kind of equality, that the strong or the majority group should be able to dominate. That is a common theme in many parts of the world. It's so in my country. It's so in many other countries. So, and to resist this is not always so easy, but it's definitely essential that people who are concerned about the world will detach themselves from this majoritarian impulse and will fight for the rights of the vulnerable, of the weak. That's it.
Awesome. it's indeed happening here, and many people feel underprivileged because of that situation. Going now into something a bit more personal, and knowing you as a grandson of the Mahatma, what are few, or those few, I would say, those special things you remember most about your grandfather?
So Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, he died at the age of 78. He was killed. He was killed by some extremist Hindus who thought that he was more friendly than was necessary to the Muslims of India. People know him as the leader of the Indian freedom movement, but it's also important to know that his great passion in life was to unite all the people of India from whatever different backgrounds they came, and to bring about equality and unity. When he was going from 76 to 78, and I was going from 10 to 12, he was very often in the town where I was going to school, New Delhi. So I saw a lot of him in the final phase of his life when I was 10, 11, 12. And what I take away most from my interactions with him at that stage, from my time spent with him, was his courage. Because for somebody to say that everybody is equal, that the majority must treat the minority right, and the minority also must fight for justice, but must not hate the majority. It was a difficult message to give, and he was often attacked. So I was often with him sometimes when people would criticize him strongly, sometimes would even appear to threaten him physically. And I would sit near him and watch him talk with such groups. He was always friendly to those who were not friendly to him.
Wow.
But he never yielded his convictions. He never surrendered his convictions, no matter what the threat was. So I took away these two things. You can be civil to those who are uncivil to you, but you must not give up what you believe to be the truth.
Those are difficult things to do today. And so many people will not be friendly to people who are not friendly to them, perhaps. So many people regard you as a very remarkable person, and I saw in this center here, many young people are coming after you. They want to ask you questions, and it's really amazing, the longing for belonging in these young people and information, because they need inspiration. And I really appreciate that you have even taken time to come to this show. We plan to have maybe a one-day activity in Kenya, and just to ask you, will you honor our invitation to come and address the continent in Kenya? Of course, at the invitation of Initiatives of Change Kenya.
I'm touched that you are thinking along those lines. I will certainly take the invitation seriously. Whether I'll be in a position to accept it depends on many factors. I hope that circumstances will allow me. But I thank you for thinking of it, and of course I wish the young people of Kenya the very, very best.
Thank you very much. Any final thoughts you would want to say to anybody who will be viewing this?
Yes, Kenya is extremely important for the future of the world, for the future of democracy in the world, future of unity between different groups of people. Kenya has a very important chance to share something valuable to the world.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's it. Very important. Know your neighbor's story, or something like that. And we really appreciate that you're watching this, and until next time, goodbye and good luck.